Hey, fifth grade. Today we're going to be working on comparing two different texts. So I'm actually going to read with you two different texts about trees, and we are going to look for the topic of both texts and the main idea of both texts. And then at the end, we will be talking about what information is the same. So the first article that we're going to be looking at is called Tech for Trees. And the second article we'll be looking at is called Forest on Fire. So as you can see, they portray two different pictures. And I just want you to pause the video and look at what you notice, what's going on in the picture. How are they the same? How are they different? And here's the picture for Forest on Fire. In Tech for Trees, what I noticed is that he is doing something like taking care of the trees. It looks like he is putting some type of apparatus on the tree that makes it tech enhanced. And in the second article, it looks like the article is trying to portray the trees as devastated. I see a lot of ash and smoke, so that tells me that there was a fire, and kind of connecting it to the title, Forest on Fire. I already have that background knowledge that that's what the article is going to be about. So as I read, I really want you guys, I challenge you guys to take some type of notes. Maybe you're going to sketch note what's going on in each article. Maybe you are going to jot down quick bulleted notes. But I challenge you to really pay attention to what's going on in each article as I read. So Tech for Trees. In 2012, Topher White visited a wildlife sanctuary in Indonesia. He was hiking through the rainforest when he came across a man cutting down a huge tree. White was watching illegal logging in action. Illegal logging is a big problem in the rainforest around the world. It contributes to climate change and destroys habitats for forest creatures. The logger fled the scene, but the experience bothered White. He knew the wildlife sanctuary employed rangers to watch out for illegal loggers, but the guards hadn't known about the man White saw. How did they miss him? White, a trained engineer, thought technology could help fight deforestation. I'm going to click on deforestation because I think it's important for you guys to understand what that word means. Deforestation is the process of clearing out an area of forest. So it's basically people chop down all of the trees. And as we read a lot, it's destroying habitats, which is where animals live, and it's ruining the forest. The rainforest is a noisy place, but it's also a noisy thing to cut down a tree, he told Time for Kids. It struck me that there had to be a way to hear this. All ears. White created a device he calls a Guardian. It's a recycled smartphone powered by solar panels. Guardians can pick up the sound of a chainsaw from nearly a mile away. They are mounted on trees. When a Guardian detects a chainsaw, it sends an alert to rangers. The rangers then set off to stop the illegal activity. If you respond the moment you get the alert, there's a chance that you can show up before much of the tree has been cut, White says. Working together. White installed the first Guardians in Indonesia at the wildlife sanctuary where he had the idea for the project. 2 days later, the devices helped rangers interrupt a logger. That convinced me others could use this too, White says. White started a nonprofit group called Rainforest Connection. It builds and installs Guardians all over the world. The group now covers 90,000 square miles of the rainforest in 10 countries. So we go back up to the picture. We now know that this is a Guardian, and it's trying to help trees and to limit deforestation. Forest on Fire. The Amazon rainforest is on fire. There are more fires burning than ever before. That's according to Brazil's National Institute for Space Research. Using satellites to track deforestation and wildfires, the agency has counted 74,155 fires in the Amazon this year. That's roughly an 84% increase over last year at this time. The effects of the fires are being felt across Brazil. Parts of the country are covered in smoke. In the state of Sao Paulo, heavy smoke caused the sky to go black and block the sun on Monday. Other Brazilian states have declared the situation an emergency. One state has been put on environmental alert. Some people think the policies of Brazil's president, Jair Bolsonaro, have led to the increase in fires. He wants to change laws that protect Amazon so businesses can clear more land for commercial use. He says the fires are blazing simply because it is the season of the queimada. This means burned in Portuguese. Portuguese is the official language of Brazil. But experts say he is wrong. They don't blame the increase of fires on the season. They point to deforestation and a worldwide increase in temperatures. Trees, if they are stressed out by heat repeatedly, are more susceptible to other kinds of damage, such as fires, says Deborah Lawrence. She's an environmental scientist, professor at the University of Virginia. Carlos is a Brazilian climate scientist. He is also an expert in tropical forests. The situation is very sad, according to him. We usually would see the surge of fire in very, very exponentially dry years, he says. The fact that this record breaking figure comes out in a relatively undry season shows that deforestation is increasing. All right, so looking at our graphic organizer and our question that we had to answer, using your notes, I want you to think about what was the topic of each article. Now, the topics can be the same, and the main ideas can be the same. But we really want to think about what was the author in each article trying to get across to us? What did they want us to understand? After you've finished filling out the topic for text 1 and text 2, and the main idea for both, we then want to look at what information is the same in the two passages. Right here, guys, I really encourage you to go back to both texts and look at what the text says. I know we heard some words in both of the articles that were very similar. And if you have already filled out your main idea, you know that the main idea is very similar. So again, what information is the same in two passages? And I would provide text evidence, at least one for each. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading about trees and deforestation. I really enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.